Hello guys, Anarchy0277 here, and I've got a story. So, a couple of, well not a couple, but actually yesterday I was walking to the dollar store to go get some things, when I came across this as I was walking to said store. This was a leaf that blew out of nowhere, and I thought it was weird because none of the leaves at the nearby school that had the school that was nearby, because I live next to a school, it has like trees everywhere, and because it's like the winter time right now, the leaves are gonna fall off the trees. But what's really interesting is that this is nothing like the leaves that usually are on the trees. So I smelled it. It's a tobacco leaf. This is a tobacco leaf, which is really interesting. But at the same time, when I picked up this leaf and, kept it, keep it as a souvenir, it got me thinking, what are some other odd things I've seen or witnessed while I was walking to said store? I might as well explain. So, the dollar store that's nearby, I started walking to it in 2019 when I was like 17 years old. And what I would usually do is I would just ride my bike or walk there. Most of the time I would be accompanied by someone else, usually my brother. It was right around the time when I was like starting to be more aware of my surroundings, so I would know how to get back to the house in case something went awry. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But the things I've experienced are as follows. Usually it results in like something just blowing out of nowhere from the wind. So first off, it was a missing poster that was like blowing on a the missing poster that was attached to a telephone pole was just flapping around in the wind. And what happened was the wind had blown the poster off, and it got stuck in the wheel of my old bike. I had to like just figure out how to remove it, so I just poured some water on it and just removed it. Nothing was like odd. It was just some random missing poster. I forgot who it was though. Whoever it was, I hope they were found. But anyways, onto the second weird thing was the time I was stopped at some traffic that was going down a one-way street, and it was me and this other old guy who was behind me, and he's like, hey, like, since there's no cars coming, you could go now. And I was like, are you sure? The light's still green. Probably might be some traffic coming. And he's like, no, you can go. Like, I usually do that. And I'm like, all right, sure. So I go. And a couple of seconds right after I get to the other side, a fucking SUV just speeds by. This was like in an area where cars are only allowed to go 30. The SUV was going like, I don't know, maybe 60 miles per hour. Pretty fast, actually. Like, yeah, that's shit. And on to the third story. Since I'm going to tell you 5, I've already told you 2. Here's the third one. I was, like, walking with... I was walking with, like, my little brother. We were going to go get some gift cards because he wanted a gift card. And what happened was we saw a bunch of chickens. Like, literally a bunch of chickens. They were just, like, making noises. They were going bark, bark, bark. And so I looked over to see where the noise is coming from. And that's when we saw the chickens. We saw a bunch of roosters. They were living by this old house. Yeah, that was odd, too. On to the fourth one. Another weird one I could talk about is the, I have it somewhere, but, I'll try and find the, like, what remains of it, but I was walking by this old, it used to be a church, but over time it turned into an old video rental store, and then it became abandoned. But I was walking by that place, and I found the remains of an old VHS tape. There was no tape. There was no like tape that would like usually be turned into film. There was the cover. It was like a shell of the tape, and it had a title on it called 36 Crazy Fist. So I looked up what it was, and I expected it to be something like a porno film, maybe. But I was actually surprised to learn that it was just some Chinese, a kung fu Chinese film, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, that's not special there. So anyways, we can go on to the fifth one now. And the fifth one is just this one, the tobacco leaf I found. It was right next to the school, which I wonder how a tobacco leaf was there. Probably fell off the back of a truck for all I know. But yeah, anyways, I got to keep this as a souvenir. I usually find lots of interesting things while I'm walking. That's just 5 of them though, there's more. But I've got to save time, so this has just been a little interesting Corner Stories episode. So I'll see you next time. Also, later today, I will upload another video. Until then, see ya.